Welcome to LinguaWire English B1. Today, we have two stories. One about a snack company changing its packaging, and another about Mexico changing school plans because of the World Cup. Follow us to practice your English every day with the latest episode. For transcripts and quizzes, visit LinguaWire.com. I'm here with Sarah, LinguaWire's business reporter. Sarah, what exactly is happening with this snack company?
Hello, Daniel. The Japanese snack company Calbee is changing the packaging of some of its popular products. Instead of using colour, they will use only black and white on their packets. This change will start on May 25th in Japan.
Why is Calbee making this change now?
The company says the change is because of problems getting an important ingredient for ink. This ingredient is called naphtha, and it comes from oil. Because of the war in Iran, supplies of naphtha have dropped a lot. This makes it hard to get coloured ink.
So the war in Iran is affecting snack packets in Japan? That's surprising. Can you explain more about this connection?
Yes, it is interesting. The war caused the closing of the Strait of Hormuz, a very important waterway for oil shipments. Because oil shipments stopped, the price of naphtha almost doubled in Asia. Before the war, Japan got about 40% of its naphtha from the Middle East. So, the war made ink and plastic materials more expensive and harder to get.
That's a big number, 40%. What does this mean for Calbee and other companies?
Calbee says the black and white packaging is a temporary step. They want to keep their products available and avoid stopping production. Other companies are also facing higher costs for fuel, plastics and other materials because of the supply problems.
Could this problem last a long time?
It depends on the situation in the Middle East. If the war continues or the Strait of Hormuz stays closed, supply problems and high prices could last for months. But if the conflict ends or shipments start again, the situation might get better.
What else should we know about this story?
One thing people often miss is how many everyday things depend on oil products like naphtha. Not just snacks, but many plastics and inks need it. So a war far away can affect many products worldwide.
Thank you, Sarah. That really shows how connected the world is today. Now I'm joined by Adam, LinguaWire's education reporter. Adam, what's the latest about schools in Mexico?
Hi, Daniel. The Mexican government has canceled its plan to end the school year early. They wanted to finish classes on June 5th instead of July 15th. This change was because of the World Cup and a predicted heat wave. But after parents complained, the government decided to keep the original date of July 15th.
Why did parents react so strongly to the early finish plan?
Many parents said ending school early would interrupt their children's learning. They were also worried about childcare because they had to find care for their kids for many extra weeks. The National Union of Parents said it was inexcusable to use the World Cup as a reason to stop classes early.
So the World Cup was a big part of the original plan?
Yes, the education minister said the heat wave, the World Cup, and other reasons made them want to finish school early. Mexico is co-hosting the World Cup with the USA and Canada from June 11th to July 19th. The idea was to reduce traffic and problems during the tournament.
How did the government respond to the complaints?
The president, Claudia Sheinbaum, said the early finish was only a suggestion, not a final decision. After more talks with parents and education experts, the education ministry canceled the plan on Monday. Now schools will finish on July 15th as usual.
What might happen next with school plans in Mexico?
The government will probably be more careful before making big changes. They will want to talk more with parents and teachers first. Also, they may find other ways to manage traffic and heat during big events without stopping school early.
What's an interesting detail from this story?
It's interesting that the idea to end school early was announced only a few days before May 7th. This short notice surprised many families and caused a lot of stress quickly.
Thanks, Adam. That shows how important it is to include parents in big decisions. Let's look back at some useful words from our first story about the snack company and the war in Iran. The theme here is business and supply problems. First, the word packaging. Packaging means the material used to wrap or protect a product, like a snack packet. In the story, Calbee changed its packaging from color to black and white because of ink problems. For example, the packaging of this phone is very strong. Second, supply. Supply means the amount of something available to use or sell. The story talked about a supply instability, meaning the supply was not steady or reliable. For example, the store has a good supply of fresh fruit. Third, ingredient. An ingredient is one part of a product or food. Calbee said the ink ingredient, naphtha, was hard to get because of the war. For example, flour is an ingredient in bread. Now, for our second part, let's focus on an important verb from the episode, to cancel. To cancel means to stop something planned from happening. It is a regular verb, so in the past tense, we add ed, cancelled. For example, they cancelled the meeting yesterday, or the flight was cancelled because of the storm. In our story, Mexico cancelled the early end of the school year after parents complained. You can use cancel when plans or events do not happen as planned. That's all for today's language recap. Follow LinguaWire for the latest daily episode and build your daily language habit with us.